the coaching staff stay at Florida, if you know what I mean. There's plenty of places where you can go and mediocrity is accepted. And that's not, Florida's not one of them. Ohio State's not one of them. And I would always tell myself that, but I would also, as I'm reminding myself that, I'd share with our team saying, I will help you go wherever you want to go. If you don't like this is too much for you. If it's too much for you, I'll sign your transfer papers right now and you can go. That includes our coaching staff. But as long as you're here, you're expected to be the very best in the country at what you do. If that does not fit your job description, you need to leave. And I'll help you. That does not make you a bad person. Pay your taxes, be a good guy, but get out of here because this is what's expected if you're not the very best in the country at what you do. So that would be my message to the Florida Gators.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Magnetico podcast. I'm Jason. I'm here with my son, Kole.
What's going on?
And it's football season. This is where we shine. This is what we like to do. Talk college football, NFL. Week 0 and week 1 are not in the books because we got a game tonight.
Who cares about that game tonight?
Florida State's playing their second game of the season. I think they're going to handle that one easily.
I don't know. They look pretty shaky. Week 0 versus Georgia Tech. I mean, obviously they were in Ireland, but so is Georgia Tech.
That's tough. That's tough to go over there and play.
Yeah, but they still couldn't get the win over Georgia Tech. So, honestly, I'm not. I think Florida State wins, but I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be closer than people think. And Florida State will not be ranked at this.
They shouldn't be ranked for sure.
But they can't really go off of nothing because, nobody's played.
That's true. Look, we just got to get it started, man. This is hard. You look forward to football season
all year,
and then the game comes prime time. Well, not prime time, but 3:30 slot. It's a good game of the week, and
you just get blown out.
Embarrassing
by this revamped Miami team. Looks like a great team.
We started off the show with Urban Meyer, the legendary Urban Meyer when he was at Florida, Ohio State. A lot of people are calling for Urban to come back. I'm not that guy. I think that ship has sailed. He quit on us, so I don't really want him back. But I'm usually the glass half full kind of, like I was with the Mets and we're one game out of the playoffs. I look at things like, hey, things can turn around or whatever. But Kole, after what I saw on Saturday, going into the season, I thought 6-6 would be good.
Yeah.
I don't know we get to 4 wins.
Yeah, after that, I mean that was rough. The play calling, the defense.
We are not fooling anybody on offense. No, I mean, it's terrible. It is absolutely terrible.
Questionable play calls.
3rd and 5, you run the ball. It's terrible. It is the worst I've seen. Billy Napier is 1-8 versus rivals, 2-11 versus ranked teams, 9-4 versus unranked teams, and 4 of these wins are versus FCS non-Power 4 teams. He's 2-4 versus Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Kentucky, and he's on a 6-game losing streak.
Jeez, that's rough.
It's terrible. And you can preach all you want, and I have your back as a coach, but what I saw on the field on Saturday, they weren't prepared. Did you see the clip on the interception? The lineman he wasn't even trying to tackle the guy. He easily could have tackled the guy. He quit. He just wanted the game to be over.
Which interception?
When the pick 6.
Pick 6?
Mm-hmm.
There's a pick 6?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, he may not have run it all the way back, but I saw the video today. The offensive lineman just quit, and you guys
I probably stopped watching at that point.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. The only bright side of it was Lagway, and at this point, as a Gator fan, I'm like, he's definitely going to start next week. Against Samford, but
Billy Napier's saying that they're going to go through all the protocols of Graham Mertz, and Graham Mertz might be back, but I doubt. There's no way.
I just go with Lagway at this point. I just say Lagway. I feel bad for Mertz.
And honestly, the offense looked better when Lago was on the field.
And they're not going to do it because they talk Mertz into coming back. And now they feel like he's a senior. They got to play him so he can maybe go to the draft. But
after that game, after that performance,
you shouldn't have brought the kid back. I mean, you don't call plays. Your blocking schemes are terrible. There was plays where the right side of the line didn't even touch somebody. They're pulling like it's awful, awful. And I know there's a read option. There was one play where Lagway, he could have gave the ball as a read option. It made a quick pass. It was only like a 2-step drop. But the two right guys were pulling. The right tackle and the guard were pulling on a quick pass. It was a read option. Like I don't understand what they're doing on offense. It's terrible. People are already starting. I mean, we knew it was going to be a rough year for Napier, and everybody's saying, you got to give him time, but that's embarrassing. You can't do that. But let's move on because I'm just going to say if we get to 4 wins, it's going to shock me because Samford's going to be 1. The only team on the schedule, Vanderbilt, UCF.
UCF's a tough team.
Tough team. It's a tough team, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only game that you could look at and go, we might win that one. You're not beating Georgia. You're not beating Tennessee. You're not beating LSU. You're not beating Texas.
Mississippi State, maybe.
Anyway, there was too much good college football.
Kentucky, maybe.
No, you lost to Kentucky the last 3 years.
That's true.
It's not a win. That's not automatic.
Jeez.
Now, I would say if they play Lagway, because you know how you watch college football, other teams, and you see a freshman come in and he's dominating and the team has some
Arch Manning.
Like you see things like that happen. So it's possible. But Billy Napier, the stubbornness, the not giving up the play calling, you brought in a co-defensive coordinator, which I didn't see any difference. Miami was in year 3 of the program, just like Billy Napier. They hit the portal good. They have good running backs. They killed us on the offensive and defensive lines.
Miami is just a better team overall.
Yeah, shout out to Miami. I mean, Miami looked good. I think Miami, watching them, after seeing Clemson, after seeing FSU, after seeing Virginia Tech.
Gosh, Clemson was bad.
I think that Miami is the favorite in the ACC right now and should get that seed. We'll see what happens, but
I agree. I would say North Carolina too, but their starting quarterback is out for the year.
What happened to him?
I don't know. He played, but he came out of the game, I'm pretty sure. And he was just out for the season. I saw that. I don't know what the injury was, but
yeah, it's going to be a long year for the Gators, and I think Billy's going to make it the entire year, but I don't see how he comes back next year. I don't, unless they win 7-8 games, and like I said, I don't think they're going to get to 4. If he gets to 4, it's an accomplishment at this point.
I think 3. I think we get 3.
We could easily go 1-11. That's a real possibility.
It is a real possibility, but
that is horrible. And not for nothing, the AD you got to go to. This the 3rd hire in a row. I watched USC last night. I saw creative play calling. I saw a coach that was a step ahead of a great coach on the other sideline. 2 good teams, LSU and USC. Seen a lot of teams that impressed me this weekend.
Brian Kelly's just not a great coach.
It's better than Billy Napier.
I mean, sure, but I just don't think he's that great of a coach, in my opinion, because he hasn't won an opener with LSU in his first 3 years.
Yeah, but you got to give him some credit to playing tough opening games. Obviously. Since he's been there. I
mean, he had USC this year, Florida State last year. Forget who the year was before that, but I know he didn't win that game. I mean, he's not a bad coach. He's just like, I feel like people make him out to be better than he actually is.
So what we're gonna do each week is give you our top. I'm putting Cole on the spot here. We're gonna give you our top 12 ranked teams who would make the playoffs after week 1. Try to give it to you in order. Cole can agree, and we'll kind of come up with maybe an honorable mention or 2, but. right now, Cole, and you tell me how you would fix this. I got Georgia as the number 1 team.
Okay.
And I'm going off the eye test of what I actually watched and seen highlights and then watched full games of some of these games. Georgia number 1. I put Miami at number 2 right now. I put Miami at number 2. That's a tough team.
I can't with you.
Defensively, offensive line is strong. That quarterback was playing in slow motion like he was in the Matrix. That team, 2 big running backs, they're going to be tough to beat. And we've already just said that they're the ACC favorite. So I go Notre Dame at 3. I like what I saw.
Okay, let me stop you.
Listen,
You think Miami right now is beating Ohio State? Tell me right now.
Yeah, I got Ohio State at 5, but let me go through my list.
Ohio State at 5? Who's at 4?
I got Penn State at 4.
What?
I like a Penn State.
What?
I like Penn State. Penn State look
You're
good.
biased. I can't.
5. Well, you can fix it.
This is you. This is yours.
Yeah, but we're gonna come up with it together. All right, I got Ohio State at 5, Texas at 6, Bama at 7, Michigan at 8, Tennessee at 9, Ole Miss at 10, and this is where it gets. I got Oregon and Utah at 11 and 12, but there's some other teams that you could put in there. What are you thinking?
Obviously, you got Georgia at 1,
Okay.
right? I like Ohio State at 2. I think they're a very good team. I'll probably put Texas at 3.
Okay.
All right, Texas, I'd say 4. Let's go. I think Alabama. I think Alabama's pretty good. I'll put Alabama. Where are we at? 5.
Mm.
So what I say? I said Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Bama. Call me biased. I'm putting Notre Dame. Put Notre Dame in there.
I got them at 3, so
I got Notre Dame at 5. I think they played a really good game versus Texas A&M.
on the road. That was an impressive win.
I'll put no. I accidentally said A&M. I'll put Ole Miss at 6.
Okay.
Penn State 7. Actually, no. Oregon at 7. Penn State 8. Put Michigan. Michigan at 9. This is tough. I like what I saw out of Tennessee, man.
Yeah, Tennessee's up there.
I like what I saw out of Tennessee.
I told you Tennessee was going to be good.
Nico, their QB is something else, bro. I'm telling you, he's pretty good. I like what I saw to them, and then I'll probably just put Utah. Probably put Utah in there.
So we got the same team, it's just different order.
Yeah,
but I'm just going off of week 1.
I didn't put Miami. I think Miami definitely goes up. Let's see.
It would be hard to watch a games this weekend and not have Miami as one of the top teams.
I think Miami will probably drop in at the 14 or 15 because they were really dominant. But they're playing a team like Florida, and
But that's okay. If Miami and Notre Dame being 2 or 3 to me, they went into the swamp and manhandled the Gators. Notre Dame went to A&M, didn't manhandle A&M, but won on the road. That's a big.
A&M's one of the hardest stadiums to play in.
I understand.
As an away team.
That's why
probably the hardest stadium to play in as an away team.
Okay, so
Nick Saban said it himself.
That's why this week I
play college football. All right, I play college football.
That controller shakes on them stadiums. So
I played at Kyle Field. That shit is tough. Oh.
Okay, mister. Turn 17, you're going to cuss on the podcast?
That's on me, guys. That's on me.
So, yeah, I think that there was some good football week 1. Week 0 was fun. It was enjoyable watching Florida State lose.
We got Texas, Michigan next
Florida
week.
State's going to kill us. We're going to get better from that game, but
I don't think Florida State's going to kill us. We're at the Swamp, Florida State.
Are we?
Yeah, at the Swamp.
Is it at the Swamp this year?
Wait, yeah, because we were at Florida State last year, right?
I don't know. I don't even care at this point. I'm going to pick some. Just worry about my picks because
bro.
it's terrible.
No, Miami at 2 is the craziest thing I've heard. That's a little biased, I gotta say.
No, I'm just saying week 1. Week 1 eyes. My eye test week 1. I got Miami as number 2.
I definitely think because I'm pretty sure Clemson's ahead of them. They're definitely going over Clemson. I don't think A&M was over them because A&M's gonna drop. I think they're around 14, 15. I don't think they cracked the top 12. I don't think they do yet. But, I mean, if they win the ACC, they're going to get a top 4 seed.
For sure.
So.
So, moving on, before we get to some NFL talk, the Mets, Phillies beat the Braves last night. 1 game out of the wild card spot. And how you feeling, Cole?
I'm feeling great, honestly, because we got Red Sox and then the Reds. We're going to one of those games.
Saturday will be at Citi Field.
But
And
we've had great pitching this season, man. David Peterson has stepped up. Sean Manaea has been a top 20 pitcher in the MLB this season. He's been great. He's been fantastic. Luis Severino has been great. And my MVP, Francisco Lindor.
Francisco Lindor. And Pete's quietly got 30 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, but he does that every year.
Yeah.
He does that every year. Quietly, Lindor's at 30.
Yeah, Lindor is definitely the MVP in my eyes.
Because
he's more valuable than Ohtani in LA for the Mets.
I can't see MLB giving a DH an MVP.
Yeah.
Shohei's a great player. He's probably the best player besides Aaron Judge in the MLB. But I can't justify giving him the MVP because he's having a great. He might get 50-50, which is insane. But he's a DH. He doesn't play the field to an elite level like Lindor does, and Lindor is an elite hitter as well. We got to remember the first month of the season. He was batting under 100. His stats now are 270, 29 homers, 80 RBIs, 25 stolen bases. He's going to get another 30-30 season. He had one last year.
Yeah. I don't know why fans are so hard on Lindor. He's a solid player.
He's
clubhouse guy, leader.
I don't know how he's not a captain.
Do you think that the pitching can hold up and get us to this wild card spot?
I think so, but Edwin Diaz has been shaky lately out of the bullpen. I think the season is also just like 7 games, which is crazy because if we win those 7 games, we're number 1 in the wild card. But it's tough. I mean, bullpen's gonna blow some games, but literally a reliever that we got at the deadline, Huascar Brazoban, we literally had to send him down to the minors because he was playing so bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just need the bullpen to step up. I think our starting pitching has been great this season, but it's just been tough.
Go Mets. It's going to be week by week at this point. Just try to hang around till we can get. If we could hover around where we're at right now and get to that Braves series, or we play them straight up, we got 4 more games with them. But we got another what? How many games against the Phillies?
7.
7 against the Phillies. That's going to be tough. So
we literally next weekend we play Phillies at Philadelphia, but then the Phillies come to Citi Field like the 19th through the 22nd.
I mean, it's going to be tough for the Mets. They're not traditionally great in September.
Yeah.
So, but we're hoping that us here in Jersey is going to help that.
1-0 in September so far. Just saying.
So
might have been the worst team in MLB history, but we got the win.
When we record the next show, we'll have been at the game and we'll see where we're at that point. All we're hoping for we picked going to this game against the Reds because we want a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah.
And like last night, I was watching the Phillies and Braves game, and in Philly, it was a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, but Philly's been a playoff atmosphere since 21.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. The Mets haven't been in this position in a while in September. So Saturday night, when that game is 7th, 8th, 9th inning at 7:00 at night, it's gonna feel like playoff baseball.
Oh, when Diaz
and that's
comes
why
in the trumpets?
That's why we picked going to this game. We were looking at going to the Phillies, but we were a little scared. Are we still going to be in contention at that point? But Cole's favorite sport is starting up next Sunday. The NFL kicks off.
Favorite sport?
I mean, that's your favorite thing to follow is the NFL.
I actually enjoy watching NFL more than MLB. That's just me though. I feel like there's more going on in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's your favorite sport.
I don't dislike watching the MLB. I love watching the MLB.
You're really starting to get into college. You was hyped for the college games.
I was actually really hyped to watch the game, but it was pretty disappointing.
Until the air got sucked out of us.
That was rough, man.
Anyway, what's your give me your Power 5 right now in the NFL? Top 5 NFL teams.
Obviously, got to go with the Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs. Got to go with them. They're playing on Thursday. So I think they'll get the dub versus Baltimore. 2, I don't know, bro. There's a lot. I feel like I gotta go Baltimore maybe.
Baltimore.
I feel like Baltimore's a really good team. I don't know about 2 though. They're a good.
That gotta be in order. Just give me the top 5 favorites right now.
I'll go Chiefs, Ravens, get an NFC team in here. Eagles maybe. Should I go the Eagles? I think the Eagles will be really good this year. I'll put the Eagles in the top 5.
49ers.
49ers, yeah. I was just about to say that. And then the Buccaneers, man. Top 5 Buccaneers.
You going to leave the Lions out?
Obviously, I'm putting that. I got to put, like, the Lions or, like, like a Bengals in there or something. Maybe
One thing,
maybe a Texans.
and you know this more than me, but one thing that I've noticed this year, a lot of running backs switch teams
Yeah,
in this offseason.
Saquon.
A
My,
lot
my
of-
beloved Giant Saquon left to go to Philadelphia.
Who's going to be RB1 in New York for the football Giants?
Singletary, Devin Singletary.
Devin Singletary.
Yeah. You know who that is?
Yeah, he's the running back for the Giants.
Where did he play before?
I don't know, man. I'm not an NFL guy. That's your role. But I do like Detroit. I think the coach a little iffy in the playoffs last year.
You like Dan Gamble?
Dan Gamble likes to gamble, but I that's going to get him back to the playoffs because he's a good coach. The guys play hard for him.
They got a great team.
I like Baltimore. I think the Chiefs make another run. You're big on the Bucks. I'm not.
I mean, I'm big on the Bucks. We got the Falcons are actually good this year.
Yeah.
Falcons are gonna be good. That's like the only team that I'm like, because the Saints aren't good. Panthers obviously aren't good, but that's the one team I'm afraid of. They got a top 5 defense probably when healthy. So, and they just got Kirk Cousins. So, they're gonna be a really good team.
Who the Bucks open up with?
Huh?
Who do the Bucks open up with?
Commanders,
Redskins,
if you will.
Okay.
They got Jaden Daniels from LSU.
Is he playing?
Yeah, he's
Starting?
Yeah.
Okay.
You actually gonna watch that game?
Yeah, he's good. That guy's so good.
They won the Heisman.
He's so
Like-
good. I thought LSU was going to drop off a little bit, but I mean, they got the same record as the Gators, so
Eh.
Florida State,
Hey,
you know. Yeah, the NFL's coming up. You know me. I don't really follow it too much like Kole, but we are definitely going to talk about. We tried to do some live interviews with some people on the podcast, but one of the things is the sound quality. Not a big fan of it. Plays back.
even right now the sound quality isn't great.
Oh, we'll have to listen back. We need to get some new headphones or something. Something's buzzing. We'll see if we hear it on the playback. But that, and then I don't like when you're in the room with somebody, the energy's better.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll see if
I mean,
we
we
have
can't
guests.
really get in a room with anybody that we knew.
Yeah.
But-
So but you never know what the future holds. We may have some guests on in the future in studio. But NFL, you looking forward to it more than you were college because you was pretty hyped. You come upstairs with the headset and the playbook.
Oh, I was coaching. I mean, if they used my plays, you might have had a better chance to win. But I mean, I'm very excited to watch the Bucks. Hopefully, they're gonna be on. I'm pretty sure they're on Fox. So
Well, before we wrap this show up, I just want to go back to the Gators for a second. If the Gators get rid of Billy Napier, who is your top candidates? Give me 2 candidates that you would like to see.
I don't even know, to be honest. The coach from USC, what's his name?
Riley?
Riley, Duke. That's not his name.
I forget his first name.
I don't know. I've been seeing people talk about him. He could be a good candidate. He coached Caleb Williams, and he's coached pretty good USC teams. So, and Lane Kiffin. I don't really know much about college coaches, but that's 2 guys that I've been seeing floating
Those are the 2
around.
guys that would be on the top of my list. I know a lot of people are saying Urban Meyer and one last run.
No.
But I respect what he did, but he quit on the Gators.
Yeah.
Like, he quit. And everybody's saying that Dan Mullen needed to go.
Yeah.
He just made bad choices. And I supported everybody after Urban. I thought, McElwain's a good coach. Napier's a good coach. Muschamp's a good coach. But they're not Spurrier or Meyer.
I think Napier is a good recruiter.
Not as good as, you could argue Muschamp's a better recruiter than Napier. When you get these players, listen, I don't understand how you can have.
Did he ever get the best offensive player and best defensive player in the nation?
Why isn't the kid on the field?
Who?
The defensive guy.
Miles Graham?
McCray.
No, LJ McCray. I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't tell you.
And I'm not even seeing nothing about the kid. Did McLean play?
No.
So we got these 5 stars on the bench.
Gators posted the depth chart. He was like cornerback 7.
Okay, so you got these 5 stars, number 1 defensive player in the nation come in, and he's not playing on that defense? On that defense. So I have to look into that, and I'll report back next week.
Okay, but we got Joey Slackman, though.
And then we got some injuries that just happened.
Yeah.
What about Isa? Issa, what's his name?
Oh, Asa Turner or Asa Turner. I think he has a bad leg injury.
Oh, jeez. Somebody broke their thumb.
Shamar James.
Jeez.
I don't think he broke his thumb, but he had like a cast on, and it was around his thumb. I don't even know what happened.
So, anything else before we wrap this up? I was waiting, so we say, okay, we'll wait for football season, start the show back up, because this is what we love to do is talk football.
Yeah.
And it just took everything out of me.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the Gators get back in the win column next week versus. I'm honestly gonna watch the game because I want to see if Flagway starts.
I don't even think it's gonna be on TV. Who's gonna put that on TV? It's not even gonna be on TV.
That's true.
I have to listen to it on the radio, like old school, bro. That's terrible.
Flagway throws to touchdown.
All right, everybody. Thank you for checking us out. This is the Magnetico podcast. We'll be back next week talking college football, NFL, and we'll let you know about our experience at the Mets game. Let's go Mets. Playoffs time.
Let's go Bucks, Notre Dame, Florida,
Penn State.
and Mets. Not Penn State, though.